Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all from wherever you are in the world. So, this image of the Gabonese president is making the rounds on social media and in the news. I didn't want to talk about it. Yes, but we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. What you see the Gabonese president wearing there is Donald Trump's iconic cap. The one where it says on the hat, "Make America Great Again." That's the slogan Donald Trump uses to isolate America from the rest of the world, or to impose solely and exclusively America's interests everywhere around the globe. That's his slogan. So, the Gabonese president wore that when he returned. We saw him wearing it. Yes. And he also feels proud to wear that cap because it's the cap of a great president. There you have it. And many people think that, you went to the United States of America and that's all you could bring back to your country cap with such a slogan? So it's caused quite a stir and a lot of talk. And obviously, the Gabonese president has gotten people talking about him. You have to admit, he's made people talk about him. He's a man, honestly speaking, I'm starting to understand it. He really likes people talking about him a lot. And he has his own technique. He's a very intelligent man. That is to say, he gets the better of you while pretending to be gentle. Beyond that, we come back to the cap. But beyond this cap, if you listen to the man's speech, beyond the flattery he engaged in other words, the man mixes two things at once. If you listen to the man's speech in the Oval Office, he was very clear with Donald Trump, very clear. He's the only one, at least according to the speeches I have followed, who told Donald Trump some hard truths. Hard truths to Donald Trump. He told Donald Trump outright, "We have resources, but if you are to exploit them, it must be in the best interest of our nation." And he looked Donald Trump straight in the eyes. The Gabonese president, he looked him straight in the eyes. He told him these four truths. If we are to sign contracts, it will be based on sovereign equality. In any case, he told these four truths to Donald Trump. Yes, the videos are proof of that. He started with praise. That is, he began by softening up Donald Trump. He even told him no, that he supports the nomination of, a Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. He told him that, yes, we all condemn that. But right after that, what he said to Donald Trump was powerful. He pointed out to him that the Gabonese nation had long been plundered and that they, as soldiers, as worthy sons of the country, could not allow that to continue. They are also seeking to develop themselves. He made remarks that really resonated. He spoke in a way that moved people. Let Donald Trump know that if he is to come to Gabon, or even if he's already in Gabon, Gabon's share in the various contract swell is no longer the old era. The very same rhetoric he used, or rather, not just rhetoric, but the same decision he made against the European Union regarding fishing. He brought up the same idea again. But the problem is, he starts off as if he were. How should he say this? How should he say this? What do you call that? A puppet. He puts himself in the role of a puppet. He speaks. It grabs Donald Trump's attention. And then he drops it right on his face. Boom. That's what he did. And then afterwards, he takes his cap. We don't know under what circumstances, but he takes his cap. Yes, I said, he starts by acting like a puppet, behaving like a puppet. Right in the middle, he goes bam, 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 bam. Towards the end again, he puts himself in the role of the fake puppet. I'm going to say fake puppet. Yes. We're following the developments in Gabon, the developments in Chad, and a bit everywhere else. But I'm telling you, Bryce Clotaire Olivier Nguema, people can't figure him out at the moment. And even I don't fully understand it. I'm just making an effort to understand the actions he's taking, to describe what he's doing. But he's a man who sows total confusion in people's minds. First, I want people to know that he's a master of confusion. His strategy is to create confusion in people's minds. When confusion is there, he takes advantage and stays calm. That is to say, he'll do something and you say, no, he's with the Westerners. Then he does something else and you say, yeah, Maranatha. Yes, the Pan-Africanist I was looking for. Meanwhile, you see him take yet another pro-Western action. But when he makes a Pan-African decision, you see the truth. You see the real interest there. So in the end, that's how it is. He doesn't have a fixed position like ibrahimtraoré, assimigoita, and the others. He is a product of these Westerners. They're the ones who helped him get into power, So he can't automatically and as quickly as possible free himself from their demands, or else he risks being removed as soon as possible. And he himself knows that he hasn't yet finished mastering the inner workings of power. And he's someone who spent a long time alongside the Bongo family. He knows the workings of power, but he still needs time to truly master them. I'm starting to have some hope regarding this man, unlike some others. In any case, that's my observation. But this business with the kepi he came back with, again, if you really understood my conference, that's just a total distraction. Distracting people, throwing the Western world off balance. I'll even dramatically throw my microphone, throwing the Western world off. So they truly think, yes, he is indeed on our side. Putting them in that camp while he's busy preparing decrees, documents, and contracts entirely in favor of his own country. And he doesn't care. He knew that wearing that kepi would get people talking. And he likes people talking about him. The guy is young, not that young, but he spent a long time in Bongo's shadow. He likes people talking about him. Didn't you see him during the campaign? You should have seen him dance. And then he did those breakdance moves and all that. And he doesn't care. He really doesn't care. I get the feeling he's someone who didn't really get to enjoy his youth. He was too serious, all that. And now, he's finally in power. He wants people to talk about him. That's on purpose. It's strategic. He's so smart. That wasn't even part of his plan when he started out. But when he saw, he said, well, because it was when he was taking the photo that Donald Trump took off. He said, well, I'll take it. And there's another aspect. The power, the wealth that Donald Trump has, he doesn't have that. So, if he wears his hat, that means a lot of things spiritually. There you go. That means a lot of things. There's a kind of spiritual transfer taking place. A transfer of spiritual power. Yes. And on the other hand, because it's the very cap that Donald Trump was wearing, which was placed on the table. Afterwards, that's what he took. That means a lot of things. You see, and we are Africans. I think you understand this last part. So, but on the political level, it means it's being puppeteered. He's following the Western logic. So anyway, that's the little comment I could make about this. I'll be back with more news shortly. That was the voice of your one and only samurai.